Once upon a time, in a dense forest, there lived a big, friendly brown bear named Bruno. Bruno loved to explore and discover new things. And one day, he decided that he wanted to see the moon up close. He had always been fascinated by the celestial object, and he wanted to know more about it. But he didn't want to go alone. So he shared his dream with his best friend, a clever and adventurous rabbit named Theodor. Theodor was just as eager to see the moon as Bruno, and together, they set out on their journey. They packed their bags with supplies and set off early in the morning, taking the path that led out of the forest and into the unknown. As they walked, they came across many obstacles and challenges. They had to cross rivers and climb steep mountains. But they never gave up. They were determined to reach the moon. Theodor was always there to help Bruno when he needed it. He was the one who always had a solution when they were in a tough spot. One day, they came across a wise old owl who lived in a tree. The owl was known for his vast knowledge of the world and his wisdom. Bruno and Theodor asked the owl if there was a way to reach the moon. The owl told them that the only way to reach the moon was to build a rocket. Bruno and Theodor were thrilled to hear this, and they set off to find materials to build their rocket. They searched high and low, and after many days of hard work, they had gathered everything they needed. They built a strong and sturdy rocket, and with the help of the owl, they successfully launched it into the sky. As they soared through the clouds, they saw the most breathtaking sights. They saw the world from a whole new perspective, and they felt free and alive. They flew over oceans and deserts, and finally, they reached the moon. Bruno and Theodor landed on the moon's surface and stepped out of the rocket. They looked around in amazement, taking in the barren, yet beautiful landscape. They found it hard to believe that they had actually made it to the moon. As they explored the moon's surface, they met a group of friendly lunar rabbits, who were amazed to see visitors from Earth. The lunar rabbits showed them around and taught them about life on the moon. Bruno and Theodor were fascinated by everything they saw and learned. They realized that their journey had been worth it, and that the moon was even more beautiful and mysterious than they had imagined. But their journey was not over yet. They had to find a way to return home. They knew that the rocket they had built was not powerful enough to make the trip back, so they decided to ask the lunar rabbits for help. The lunar rabbits had offered to help Bruno and Theodor in any way they could, and they came up with a plan. They would teach Bruno and Theodor how to build a new rocket, one that was powerful enough to make the trip back to Earth. Bruno and Theodor are excited about the opportunity to learn from the lunar rabbits, and they set to work immediately. They spent many weeks learning about rocket science and engineering, and they were amazed by all the new things they were learning. The lunar rabbits were excellent teachers, and they were patient with Bruno and Theodor as they made mistakes and learned from them. Together, they built a new rocket that was not only more powerful, but also more advanced than the one they had built before. When the rocket was finished, Bruno and Theodor thanked the lunar rabbits for all their help. They climbed aboard the new rocket, and they blasted off into the sky. They flew back to Earth, and they landed safely in the forest. When they returned home, they told everyone about their adventure, and they became famous for being the first bear and rabbit to travel to the moon. They had accomplished something that many thought was impossible, and they had done it together, with the help of their friends. From that day on, Bruno and Theodor continued to explore and discover new things. Always together, they went on many more adventures, and they made many more friends along the way. They were happy and fulfilled, knowing that they had achieved their dream, and that they had each other's support. As they grew older, they passed on their knowledge and experience to the younger animals in the forest. They taught them about the importance of friendship and the power of determination. They inspired many young animals to follow their own dreams and to never give up. And so, Bruno and Theodor lived a long and happy life, always looking up at the moon, knowing that they had been there, and that they had done the impossible. They were remembered as the bear and the rabbit who had journeyed to the moon and back, and their story was told for generations to come.